I had stayed up quite late enjoying the Easter celebration, but needed to get up very early in preparation for another day of activity. Today I was set to hike the Santa Ana volcano. It was an active volcano that I don't think had shown any recent signs of erupting. I have never done any serious hiking, but in my text with the guide he said it was the second easiest hike of all the active volcanoes. This didn't give me a ton of comfort since I had no frame of reference for how difficult the easiest one was. But my sense of adventure made me cautiously excited to give it a go. Sure enough, my driver showed up and I was off to the volcano. Even though the volcano could be seen clearly, it was actually a longer way away to get to the base. I was going to be accompanied by a few other adventurers. I thought that there would be plenty of time to socialize with them on the actual hike, and that I would just relax in the car ride. We stopped at a cafe, and I had whatever this is. It was a great way to start the day, and we were back on the road. We had been driving already for about an hour, and I thought we should be close, but the driving just went on and on and on. Until finally we reached a spot where we got out. I was excited to get started. It was the wrong spot though, so we went back to the driving. The entire drive had been uphill, and I thought maybe that's what made this hike the second easiest one to hike. You just drive halfway up it to the start. We eventually got out, and the group was excited to get started. Our guide was a really energetic fellow. His name was Pablo, and he was sort of exactly what you would expect from someone who does these kinds of guided hikes consistently.
Please, let's stay as a group together, and there's a big group going. We're gonna go right behind it, so let's try to overpass it, okay?
Perfect.
All right.
He started by saying that we were going to breeze by one of the big groups, which made sense. We were a crew comprised of 6-7 people. Surely we would move more quickly than a group of 30-40.
Pablo, ¿le vas a dar?
I was expecting some kind of path built for tourists, but it was pretty rough ground. This is a shot of the ground, not a shot of, well, you know. It's hard to film straight and not catch the person in front of me, but this is a shot of the ground to show you how uneven it was. When Pablo had said we were going to pass the big group at the start, I thought it meant that we were just going to get ahead of them. Apparently it meant we were going to move at a rapid pace and try to set the record for the fastest time hiking up this volcano, because we were just passing everybody, just straight pushing people out of the way. It felt like we had walked a fair distance, and it was difficult on my knees to walk on this uneven ground. Here's a shot of the uneven ground. This is not a shot of anything else. It's just to show you how uneven the ground was. Pablo occasionally gave us some facts about the path and said that there were tall trees.
You can see now that we have tall trees.
An astute observation. It was very cool to get immersed into the nature that surrounded us. At times it felt like you were walking through a VR simulation, the way the trees folded over the top of you.
There's also a couple rules. Whoever falls first pays for the first round of beer. Okay.
We were still moving at a rapid pace. Oh, time to pass more people. Get out the way, bro. Gracias. The trees were beginning to get smaller, and we got a beautiful view of fog. We came across a plant.
The Mayas would use a lot of this plant to make clothing and textiles because these leaves are very fiberish, and they would also use it for medicinal purposes.
Apparently the Maya climbed up this volcano like all the time. Ain't no way the Maya climbed this thing every day and still got wiped out by the Spanish. Surely this journey would have hardened the Mayan people into incredible warriors. Or I'm just out of shape. That's definitely possible too. The vegetation had started to clear up, which I believed to mean we were getting close to the top. But nope, just kept going on and on. I was getting delirious. People actually do this stuff for fun? This is awful. Is this still the flatlands, or is this the real thing?
No, this is where we start the real thing.
Okay. Apparently we were still in the flatlands, which Pablo said was the easy part. But we were coming up to the real thing.
Do you do a lot of hiking, Alex?
No.
No?
Apparently the trek had just barely started. Pablo wasn't lying, though. The ground did start to get even more steep and more uneven. We stopped to get a beautiful view of fog. We continued up and everything was starting to feel very heavy. I was the only person from the United States in our group, though, and I needed to make my country proud, so I persisted. I was inspired when I saw that the fog was beginning to clear, and a dog decided to join us who seemed to have zero issues climbing all of this. Bet the dog didn't have gout, though, so it would be easy for him. We had reached the point where the environment truly started to look volcanic. I felt like I was in... Do any of y'all remember those Pokemon Game Boy games when you have to climb Mount Chimney? No? Well, it was basically that. Man, pulling up references from 30 years ago, I knew I was starting to lose it. But as soon as I was about to quit, we reached the top and saw the beautiful view of fog. I started to feel disappointed. How could an endurance test of the human spirit end with this? And then I saw it.
This is Ilamatepec. This volcano has erupted 3 times. The first
It was
time
beautiful, staring into the inside of an active volcano that had erupted 3 times before.
and the third eruption
I
is
found it curious that there was no lava to see, but rather water. Pablo said technically you could swim in it, and so I asked if we could give that a go. He said there is no way down, and if you try, you're gonna die.
So you could actually swim in it, but the gases down there are pretty toxic. There's no way down, unfortunately. It's a 300-meter drop, and if you go down, it's a one-way ticket.
And that didn't sound so good. The view was intoxicating, and I couldn't stop looking at, oh, look at the puppy. Oh, that's a good boy. Oh, what the fuck? I was proud of our group, comprised of a bunch of different nations, but even more proud that I could represent the USA at the top of this volcano. For a group of people that thought all Americans were fat, lazy, and unhealthy, I was happy to prove to them that I was not fat. All good things must come to an end, though, and after being rewarded with one of the most beautiful places I had been in El Salvador, it was time to head down. Also, because if you're up there for more than like 20 minutes, the toxins from the crater will kill you or something. And that didn't sound so good. It was sad to say goodbye to the summit that took so much effort to get to, and I wanted to keep something to remember it by, which may have actually been illegal. I don't know. It's kind of a gray area. With that, we began our descent.